All right, so we're gonna jump right in, guys. This is day 3 of the 5-day challenge, six pack secrets challenge. On day 1, we talked about beliefs. Let me put this over here. Let's see. All right, on day 1, we talked about beliefs, and we broke past the limiting beliefs that not everyone can get a six-pack, everyone can get one, everyone already has one. It's just covered up by fat because of our lifestyle. But I showed plenty of examples. You just need to tune your reticular activating system in your brain to see it everywhere. And then you will, when you see examples of other people your age, your gender, who have a six-pack, follow what they do, you know you can get it too. And that's why I'm doing this, because the big box gyms are putting out a bunch of lies and BS, and they're leading you the wrong way. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it. I'm doing it completely free. So one thing I didn't talk about that I want to share with you guys is, well, what exactly, is a six-pack? So if we have this chart here, let's see, we'll turn off the video. There we go. You can see the different breakdown, like the body fat percentages here. So as I shared with you guys earlier, when I started out on my fitness journey after age 30, I was like around 24% body fat. So I was like down in this corner here in the bottom right corner. And then I made the changes. I started running. I stopped eating gluten, and I quickly got down to like 16%. And most people, you can kind of start seeing abs and a little bit of definition around 16%. But then you go down, and I got cut even further and implemented some of the things that I'm going to teach you today. And the lowest I got was just below 10% body fat. It was literally like 9.9% body fat. Looked more chiseled than ever in my life. And my goal is to get back there in the next 6 weeks, because I have a photo shoot, a big event coming up in February. So I'm trying to get back down to sub 10%. But right now, when I'm in maintenance mode, doing the things that I'm teaching you in this challenge, that only takes about 35 minutes a day, I'm hovering around like 12 and 13% body fat. So that's how I look on like a normal day-to-day basis. And you can kind of see my before and after journey here. This is one of my actual students, 50-year-old guy. And you can see how he dropped. I could estimate that he was probably around 25% body fat here. He got down to about 16%. This is another guy in his mid 40s. He was probably around the same, around 25%. He probably got down to about 15%. And then this gentleman who's 60 years old, one of my students, he around the same. You can kind of see he was probably around like 22%, because you can kind of see he works out. He has a little bit of definition, but he got down to probably around 14% body fat, because you can see his abs defined really well in the after picture. So I do all this to show you guys that it is possible. It's not like only some people can get a six-pack and some people can't. Everyone can do this. Just follow the steps to a T. And you don't need a gym membership to do it. On day 1, I told you guys, I gave you the equipment list. You can go back and look at the recap and click on the link, but I gave you the exact link to the Amazon cart to get the minimum equipment that you need to get started. And then on day 2, we talked about burning, because you have to burn the fat in your midsection in order to see the six-pack that you have underneath. So how do you burn? Well, the first thing you need to do as a baseline, everyone needs to be getting in a minimum of 10,000 steps per day. So 10,000 steps. This is a screenshot from my Fitbit app, and let me make that bigger for you. And you can see here, so I have mine set to 15,000 steps per day, because I've been doing this for a while now. I'm 44 now. I started working out when I was about 30, and that's when I was doing 10,000. But as we get older, we got to work a little bit harder, and as our body gets accustomed to things, then we have to work harder. So I have mine set at 15,000 steps a day to give me a challenge. But you can see this is 10,000. You can see the line right there. I'm hitting 10,000 every day. I've already hit 10,000 for today, and I'm sure by the end of the day I'll be over 15,000 steps. So as a baseline minimum, everyone should be getting 10,000 steps per day minimum. So go get a Fitbit. That's on the equipment list. You can also use your Apple Watch with the Pedometer Plus app. but every single day, minimum 10,000 steps. That was the first homework. The second way to burn, which gives you the most efficiency, is called high intensity interval training, or HIIT for short. And I went through this yesterday on day 2, where you need the iCardio app. You can take a screenshot of this, or you can wait for the recording, but I would take a screenshot because this is like your cheat sheet to doing high intensity interval training and doing it the right way, not the wrong way that most people try to do it. But to do it the right way, you have to measure your heart rate. You need to know your heart rate zones. You can do a fitness assessment within the iCardio app to determine your zones, or there are mathematical formulas out there based on your age that'll give you a rough idea of what your zones are. But this is what you need to do: a 10-minute warm up, all out effort to zone 5. Hold zone 5 for a minute. If you're going to be sprinting or whatever type of cardio you're doing, your heart's going to be pounding. It's going to feel like hell, but you're only doing it for 60 seconds. This is going to push your heart rate to almost this maximum level. And then you need to come back down to zone 1. And then you're going to repeat that process at least 3 or 4 cycles. You can see in this scenario, this is one of my actual workouts. I did 6 cycles where I peaked out at zone 5 6 times and then went for recovery. And that is a really good HIIT workout. But you only want to do this 2 or 3 times a week. You don't want to do it on back-to-back days, because this is the shortcut right here. This is the hack that will burn calories into the next day. And that will allow you to, that's how you kind of cheat the system, because as you're burning calories into the next day, up to 16 hours after your HIIT workout, you can still be doing like walking or running and be getting that double burn in. All right, so that's HIIT. And then the third pillar of burning is getting the right supplements. I highly, highly recommend like using the fat burners. I gave you a shortcut to get my exact supplements that I use at the cheapest price possible on the internet. You can only do it through this link, sixpacksups.com. Get this exact pack. You can read about everything that's in there, but just get it, use it. You do the Burn AM in the morning. That's caffeine free. But then you have the pre-step 1, the pre-step 2 before your workout that has caffeine in it. I talked about caffeine yesterday. I drink lots of caffeine. I start my day off with black coffee, and then I probably have another one. And then early afternoon, I'll drink some Coke Zero with lunch. Just make sure you avoid sugar and putting all that crap in your drinks. But the caffeine itself is actually good for you. It keeps your mind sharp, gives you clarity, gives you energy, and it helps you burn tons of fat a lot faster. So I want you to get the most rapid results. Get these supplements, and you will accelerate it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So here we are on day 3. We're talking about building muscle so that when you burn off the fat, you will be able to see your chiseled muscles underneath. So let's make this a little bit bigger. I went over this chart yesterday, but just real quick. I mean, this right here is called your visceral fat, which is around your organs, and we all get this belly fat because of our lifestyle. Honestly, we eat foods that are processed typically and high in carbs, high in fat, and they sit on our bellies. They go right to our belly and they cover up our abs underneath. Now, this is not just a superficial thing. Visceral fat actually it's directly linked to cardiovascular disease. So yes, having a 6-pack can actually keep you alive longer. So make sure you do this. For those of you on Instagram Live and on Facebook Live, I know you can't see the actual diagram here, but follow me and just shoot me a DM, and I'll make sure you get a link to the recording so you can actually see the slides that I'm putting up. Now, as you burn off the visceral fat, you also want to push up and out your chest muscles, and that's going to be through building the muscles, then the exercises that I'm going to show you today. And especially as we get older, you want to fight the laws of gravity and do exercises that are going to work your upper chest, not necessarily your middle or your lower pecs, because gravity is already pulling down on you, and that's how you end up with man boobs. So these are the exercises that we're going to be focusing on. These are the 3 core exercises. And again, I'm giving you guys the bare minimum to do and get the maximum results. You don't need to do all that crap that the trainers in the gym are going to have you do, all the twist and every little exercise. Not that that's bad, but I'm here to give you the most efficient way to get your six pack in the least amount of time. And that's going to be through pull-ups, through push-ups, and through curls. And as you can see on this diagram, see, most people think that sit-ups are what gives you abs, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. It's actually pull-ups. You can see from this diagram that pull-ups work those ab muscles, and you change up your grip and do it different ways. The more pull-ups you do, the more defined your abs are gonna be underneath. So as you burn away the fat layers, you will start to see the definition. Now, one of the myths that we're dispelling here is that you have to go and lift like heavy weights. Man, guys in the gym always want to like max out on the bench and deadlift 1,000 pounds or whatever and just prove that they can lift all this weight. Well, guys, look, as we get older, you're taking on a lot of risk to try to prove something to somebody, because that will lead to injury faster than anything else. And if you've been injured, I know I have, it sucks when you have an injury because you don't want to do anything else. All you can think about is that injury. So as we get older, make sure you take care of yourself. Put first things first and don't get injured. Do body weight exercises in rapid fire motion. You're going to build your muscles. And if you think that it's easy, man, unless you can like knock out 100 pull-ups and 500 push-ups in one set, don't tell me it's easy. I know you can't do that. Another myth, well, actually, let's just go on straight into the workouts here. All right, so hammer curls. Now, of course, you don't want to just work out your chest and work out your abs and then have skinny arms, right? Because then you would look weird. And you also don't want to have skinny legs. So we're going to talk about legs later as well. But you don't need a ton of weight. So get a set of barbells at home. I put some barbells in the equipment list where you can easily just like adjust the weights. But I typically use like 35s or 45s. And I mean, I have some right here. And I mean, it's just super simple. You just do some curls like that. And it's nice and flexible so that you can even do like some overhead presses. You can do flies. You can do all kinds of stuff with some lightweight 35s. So get in lots of reps with some weight that's not too light, but also not super heavy to the point where like you're straining and you have bad form. The next myth is that you always have to do full range of motion. And what I mean by full range of motion is like going all the way with your pull-ups, going all the way down and pulling all the way up. Now, it's great to do that. That is going to give you good definition, but it's not a must. And in fact, I've learned through years of experience and training other people that you'll get faster results with rapid fire, short range of motion, doing super high quantity of reps. So instead of trying to do, say, 10 pull-ups full range of motion, which is going to be pretty difficult for anyone, even of decent, if you have a decent physique, what if you did 30 of them, very rapidly, so you're up on the bar longer? Give it a shot. Try it. Trust me, it works. Now, this goes counter to what most trainers will tell you, but that's why we're here, because I'm giving you guys the secrets to give you the results quicker. I want you to get maximum results in minimum time. So one of the things we talked about yesterday was doing incline push-ups. So you can do, in fact, I'll put a video of me doing some of these workouts in the chat in Zoom. So those of you who are on Zoom with me, you can like easily pull these up. Let's see, chat. All right. So I have YouTube videos of me doing these workouts. It's not just me telling you to do this stuff. So I put the push-ups video in there. And if you want to join me on Zoom, DM me. I'll send you the link so that next time you can be on this call with us and have the benefit of doing the live chat with us. All right. So the rapid fire incline push-ups. So what I want you to do is sets of 100 push-ups. And you're not going to be doing full range of motion. Most people can't do 100 push-ups full range of motion. If you can, you probably don't need to be on this call. But do it incline so that you're using gravity to build your upper chest, and switch up your different grips and like varying positions of your hands on the floor. I usually like to do like a close grip. That's going to work my inner chest and my triceps, and just not count by sets of 10. And so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. And then do the same thing to 2, and then 3. And then that way, if you do a set of 10, that's actually 100 push-ups. And that's how I do my push-ups. I typically do 500, at a minimum 500 push-ups every day. So the next myth is that sit-ups and crunches are what give you a six-pack. I talked about this earlier. That's not the case. And here's why. Here's the science behind it. If you think about bicep curls. So everybody knows that as you do bicep curls, the bicep gets bigger when you bend it this way, right? When you lay on the floor and do sit-ups, what you're doing is you're basically, imagine this is your body, like this is your head and these are your legs and feet. Well, as you crunch, you're actually making your stomach muscles bigger. So yeah, it's strengthening your ab muscles, but it's going to make them stick out more, just like curls make your biceps stick out more. So you've probably seen guys walking around who are kind of fat but have a six-pack. Well, you don't want a fat six-pack, right? Because then you still have the layers of fat underneath, and then it's sticking out. You have a six-pack that's sticking out. So instead, pull-ups, again, are the key. These are the secret. So this is me doing some pull-ups, and I just put this on a loop to illustrate to you guys that you can see here, you can actually see the ab muscles flexing as I pull up on the bar. So of course the pull-ups are working your arms too and your back. Pull-ups are just a great all-around exercise for your upper body, but that is what really gives you the net definition in your abs. So if you don't have a pull-up bar at home yet, go ahead and get one so that you don't have to drive to a gym. You can do pull-ups anytime you want. I have 2 pull-up bars in my house, one upstairs right in my bathroom. As I'm going to my closet, I pass by it all the time, so I'll knock out a set of pull-ups, and I have some down in my basement in the gym. That's how important pull-ups are. Again, if you can't do pull-ups, and I know a lot of people can't, find any way to get above the bar. You can use resistance bands to give you assistance to get up there. You can use a chair, get up there and jump and just pull and do short reps until you build up your strength. And because you're not using these, if you don't do pull-ups, you probably aren't using these muscles a lot. So it's going to be difficult at first. But that's why you're going to see results really quickly when you try to get high rep counts of pull-ups in every day. So you need to have it in your house so that you don't have to drive to a gym to do it. So you can do short range of motion. You can struggle through it. Just do what you have to do. No excuses. Knock out a ton of pull-ups every day. And I'll give you the workout assignment at the end of today's lesson. And of course, do not skip leg day, right? You always hear about guys in the gym going and doing all the upper body stuff and then totally skipping leg day. Do not do that because you don't want to look like this guy with the skinny legs and the big upper body. So what I do for legs is at least 2 times a week, I'll do squat jumps, lunges, box jumps, jumping jacks, and I run just about every day. So running works out my legs because you need strong leg muscles to run. And that's why I don't do legs like every single day. So most of the strength is on my upper body. I do 2 days of intense leg exercises, and then I'm running just about every single day. So some of you are probably wondering, well, what about rest days? Of course, rest days are super important, right? Well, here's the thing. Rest days are important because working out is like baking a cake. You're getting your muscles all agitated and you're working them hard. If you never take a rest day, you aren't going to give the cake time to bake. You aren't going to give your muscles time to heal and build because that's when they actually get bigger, is when they're healing. So you need to get proper sleep. In the supplement pack that you're getting from sixpacksups.com, there's one of the bottles is called Sleep Multiplier because sleep is vital to your healing and to your what's the word I'm looking for? To the recovery of your muscles. And then another thing that's in that supplement pack is called Intra. So you take that after your workout, and that aids in your recovery. So when it comes to rest days, though, I don't pre-plan my rest days. And a lot of trainers do, a lot of big like gym guys do. But the reason I don't is because I know with my life, I'm busy. I got a lot of shit going on. I know stuff's gonna happen, and I'm I'm just gonna have a rest day anyway because stuff is not gonna go as planned. Like I'm gonna end up, it's gonna be like raining, and something's gonna come up with the kids or at work or a meeting, and before I know it, I wouldn't have gotten in my workout. That's at least gonna happen one day a week with me. So I don't pre-plan my rest days because I know they're gonna happen. So if you were on the call yesterday, you know that the assignment for today's workout was to get your at least 10,000 steps in minimum. And show me that you got your 10,000 steps on your Fitbit app, on your Apple Watch, and to do 100 rapid fire push-ups. So sound off in the chat. Is this making sense to you guys? Did y'all do the workout? Like, who did it? Let me know. Shoot me a message in chat like, yeah, I did it, because I'm rooting for you guys. And I can give you this information all day. But information is nothing without action. So I want to know that you did something. And that was the workout for today. Now, tomorrow's workout is to do 10,000 steps again. Now, remember, you can mix it up. In fact, I advise that you mix it up. You can get your 10,000 steps in by walking. You can do it by walking outside. You can do it walking on a treadmill under your desk while you work. You can take calls while you walk around. You can do it by running, which would be jogging, or at a medium pace, maybe like in zone 3. You can get those 10,000 steps in by doing a HIIT exercise, like I explained earlier. Mix it up every day, but make sure you always get a minimum of 10,000 steps in per day. Listen, you're not going to get six-pack abs if you're not doing cardio. That's just the fact of it. Find a way to fall in love with cardio. I love to listen to audiobooks and podcasts, keep my brain engaged, be on calls, doing other stuff so I don't get bored out of my mind. I make sure I have the right shoes so that my feet and my legs and my knees aren't hurting while I'm running. But you got to find a way to make it part of your routine. If you like to binge watch shows on Netflix, do it while you're on the bike or while you're on the rower machine, or while you're don't do it while you're outside running or walking around. Don't try to watch a movie or anything, but find a way to tie in something that you love doing with something that you probably hate doing, because most guys hate doing cardio. But this is the key. You got to burn off the fat. That's why you see very few guys with an actual six-pack. Even guys who work out a lot in the gym, they'll be big and buff, but if you look, a lot of them have a belly, even though they work out a lot, because they're not doing the cardio. So that's the secret, guys. So for tomorrow, I want you guys to do your 10,000 steps again. Do 50 rapid fire pull-ups. And again, by any means necessary, get up above that bar. Even if you got to do short, like pump, like do it in sets of 10. Give me 5 sets of 10 rapid fire pull-ups. And take the push-ups up to 200. Now, if this is already easy for you, just double these numbers. But I made these workouts easy because I figured that, if you're on this call, maybe this is kind of new to you. So again, I'm typically doing baseline 500 push-ups a day, 100 pull-ups a day, and 15,000 steps a day. But I want to work you guys up to that. I don't want to scare you off, because you're actually going to get faster results if you're new at this, because your body isn't used to it. So you're going to see results pretty quickly. So your homework by now, with your homework from day 1 and day 2, you should already have the equipment on the way. I mean, Amazon's fast. If you don't have Amazon Prime, I recommend you get it, because Amazon's always at my doorstep. Stuff shows up in 2 days or less. Sometimes I order stuff at night and it's there in the morning. So your equipment, if you don't already have the equipment, it should be on the way to you by now. If not, go ahead and order it. And the supplements should also be already on the way to you. Remember, that's at sixpacksups.com. The faster you take action and start actually implementing this stuff, the faster you're going to see results. Now, don't try to get cute. Do exactly what I'm telling you to do. Get the exact supplements. I've had students come through this program, and if you go through the full program of Six Pack Dads, there's like a leaderboard, and I can see who's doing what and who's actually following the steps in the program and actually doing the homework and the exercises and the learning and following through on the homework. And those people who have the highest score get the fastest results. Those are the ones who lose the most weight, because they're doing exactly what I tell them to do. Don't try to get cute and do some stuff that you heard somebody else do, or you think this might work or that might work. Just do exactly what this says. Try it for yourself. And most people who you're getting this advice from, do they have a six pack? I mean, you want a six pack, right? And then if they do have a six pack, are they in the gym all day? Because I'm not in the gym all day. I don't have time to work out all day. I don't know about you. If you have time to work out all day, great. But this is designed for guys who are busy, who have shit to do, executives, entrepreneurs, fathers who have kids, families. I know you don't have a bunch of time in the day. So this is designed to get you maximum results in minimum time. So don't get cute. Don't try to be a know-it-all. I'm telling you, I have people who tell me, especially the older we get, we've heard all this stuff from weightlifting books and YouTube videos, and we're like, oh, wow, we should do it this way. I'm telling you, those people don't get the results. They don't get the results because they're not following the instructions. Just do exactly as I'm telling you to do, and you will see the results. So tomorrow, we're going to talk about nutrition. So we've talked about breaking beliefs. We've talked about burning fat. We've talked about building muscle. And of course, as we all know, they say abs are made in the kitchen, right? And there's some truth to that. That's definitely one part of the equation, a big part of the equation. So we're going to go deep on nutrition tomorrow. But for now, if anyone has any questions about anything we went over so far, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'm happy to answer them. If you're on Zoom, we'll even just let me know, like raise your hand, and I can have you come up and ask your question live. Let me check Instagram and Facebook and see. All right, no questions there. And the chat here. All right, boom. Tyshawn said he did it all. That's what's up. Did the workout. He said he's got a budget for the subs. So look, man, budget. Let's talk about that, because I definitely get it, man. This stuff isn't cheap. But when you look at how much we spend on like a night out, going out on a date, or going on, trips, or buying stuff that we don't need, man, let Visa or MasterCard finance it. This stuff is priceless. Like having the body of your dreams is priceless. And you guys have heard me talk about this before, about confidence. If you were on the past 2 days, but when you see guys out here who are buying like Rolex watches and the nicest designer clothes and the nicest cars, I'm not knocking all that, but let's be honest. That is borrowed confidence. That's rented confidence. That's why we want those things. But when you are confident, just butt naked in your flesh, looking in the mirror, there is nothing that can replace that. It is priceless. And I used to be very, very budget conscious when it came to like food and supplements and even like running shoes. But now I will spend top dollar on that stuff because it changed my life. And there's just no replacing that. I will spend money on that, on the right things to get the results I want, to have the body I want. Because you can't get these years back. I mean, man, I'm 44. I can't believe I'm going to be 45 this year. It's crazy. It just blows my mind. But you know what's awesome is sometimes I go to when I go back to the church I grew up in, I'll see some of these kids that are 20 years younger than me that I knew since they were babies. And I watched them grow up in the church. And I went back to my church the other day. Unfortunately, it was for a funeral. But I saw some people I hadn't seen in a long time. And some of them were these kids that had grown up, and now they're in their 20s or in their 30s. And I look their age. I look younger than them. And I'm like, well, dang. But that's because this isn't like genetic. It's because I put the intentional effort into it. I did, and I do the things that I'm telling you guys to do. And that's why I look the same age as like a 24-year-old, a 30-year-old. And I have the same energy. I mean, I can go toe to toe with them. So I want the same thing for you guys. There's nothing, that level of energy and vitality is priceless, and it pays off everywhere, especially in the bedroom too. This stuff goes a long way. I mean, we haven't even talked about that, but let's think about this for a second. And this is for the guys, so we'll get a little PG-13 here since we're on Facebook and Instagram Live. But if you look down and you got a big belly covering up everything that's below there, you get rid of that belly. Well, it's going to create the illusion of more everything else down there, right? And your girl or whoever you're with is going to feel the same thing too. So this benefits you in so many ways, just trust me. All right, Ben asks, what is the difference between pre-step 1 and pre-step 2? So pre-step 1 has, it's more of like the strength building, like the actual muscle building ingredients. I think it has a little bit of creatine in there. The pre-step 2 is what has the caffeine in there. So that's more of your fat burner stuff. So it's kind of a 1-2 effect of the muscle building and toning and the fat burning. Now it does have caffeine, so you might actually feel a little bit of like a tingling sensation around your body when that pre-step 2 kicks in. Usually for me, it kicks in about 10 minutes after I take it. That's perfectly normal. That's how you know it's working. Like it's making your blood rush. And it's even on the label. It tells you like, this is normal. That's how you know it's working. And that's when you really want to get in your workout, get in your run, get in your exercise to get that double effect of that fat burn that's in the pre-step 2. So that's a 1-2 punch. And then the intra is for after your workout for recovery. And of course, the burn AM is the fat burner without the caffeine. You just take that every morning, even on non-workout days. And the burn PM is to curb your appetite at nighttime. So you guys know, like after we eat, especially if you're up late doing stuff, you start to get hungry, then you eat late and you go to bed and that stuff just sits on you. Well, if you had something to curb your appetite at night, then you wouldn't be hungry. And then you could just sleep until in the morning without getting restless. That's what the burn PM does. And then the sleep multiplier, of course, helps you sleep. It's pretty self-explanatory. All right, let's see. What's the best way to get that if you work in a chair all day? Someone asked. All right, so if you're, get rid of your chair. I wish I could move my camera. Actually, I could probably show you guys. So I actually have a treadmill down here. I got this on Amazon for like $300. Let's see if I can lift it. So it's a fairly portable treadmill that can fold out. It can go under your desk. Just Google like under desk treadmill, and they're relatively inexpensive. And just put it on slow. So if I had it on now, and I don't do it when I'm on calls, on Zoom calls as much anymore because I'm kind of bouncing on the screen when I'm walking, which I think looks weird. But if I were doing it, I would set it on like 0.5 miles per hour. So I'm just getting that burn and I'm not sitting down. And you don't even realize you're doing it after a while. As you get used to it, you're just walking pretty much all day and you get those steps in. And it doesn't seem like it's making a huge difference, but it makes all the difference in the world. So that's one way to do it. They also have these under desk pedals, like bike pedals that you can get. I haven't tried that yet. I've been thinking about getting one to go under my desk just to kind of switch it up a little bit. And just whenever you can, like in between calls or emails, man, just get up and do a set of jumping jacks. Get up and knock out a set of push-ups. You don't have to do your workout like all in one contained time period. I mean, you could just, okay, I just got through checking emails. Boom, let me knock out some jumping jacks, you know? My Iron Man thing was falling. Just work it in wherever you can. But the thing is, it's really a mindset shift to always be moving, because a sedentary lifestyle is what's keeping us the way we are. And it's just victims of being American. We just don't have to walk around much, but our bodies were designed to walk around. That was the original. When God built us, there weren't cars, there wasn't the internet, there weren't desks. I mean, everybody just walked everywhere and folks were skinny. So that's how we were designed. And I believe that when you use the machine the way that it was designed to be used, that's when you can get the maximum results from that machine. So think about everything you do in your work day and try to incorporate movement as much as you can. All right, any other questions? Let's see. All right, if not, it is 7:37, so we're right on time. We will see you guys tomorrow for day 4. We're going to go into nutrition. Do your homework, get the stuff, do the workouts, and feel free to message me if you have any questions until then. All right, peace.